Well, hello everybody. Just gonna do a quick update on what's happening here in Shanghai. It's interesting because I don't really feel affected by it until I start thinking about how I'd like to go somewhere and I really can't go somewhere. So I'll think about like, oh, it'd be great to go see a movie. Well, movie theaters aren't exactly a place that you can go to now. I can't go to Disneyland. The Shanghai Disneyland and Hong Kong Disneyland are both shut down. So while I technically got a very large vacation, because we don't have to be back in center at this point until the beginning of March, but we also are going to be working from home, so we should be hearing something about that in a few days, which I do not have a problem with. I've already tried to work from home a couple times, but you know, there's only so much you can do. So focusing on lesson planning and making some worksheets and that kind of thing is basically what I'll be doing, and until they give me more stuff to do. But you really start to feel it when you go out, because there's a lot of businesses that are closed that normally wouldn't be, even now with the Spring Festival being over. Although technically I think it ends on the 7th officially now because they extended it, but a lot of places are still closed. You need a mask. I've been checked for temperature at 2 places I went into today, and got into both. So apparently I don't have a fever, which is good. I think the biggest struggle being here is getting out of your head. So you hear a lot of stuff and you start to freak out a little bit. I am totally okay. I'm healthy. I'm not worried. You catch it primarily through direct contact. So I'm never closer than like maybe 3 feet from people, so I'm not worried about that too much. I think basically, like I said, the biggest thing is getting out of your head. So the isolation is death. I don't live with anybody anymore, and I have my cats and the dog I'm fostering, so that helps. But yeah, it's a very dangerous thing to sit there alone and try not to get too caught up in the comfort of being alone, if that makes sense. So the last couple days I wanted to go out and do some stuff, and I didn't, and I went out today and it's raining. So I should have gone out when it was better weather, but that's okay. And airlines are canceling flights and refusing to fly people out. A lot of people that are flying places have to be quarantined up to 14 days, I believe. I have thought of leaving Shanghai multiple times. In fact, today, as I was out and about, I considered it again. There's a number of reasons I don't. One, I have the animals to think about. So if I leave, I'd have to pay somebody to take care of them. If something happened that I could not get back in a timely manner, then I don't know what would happen to my animals. Two, airfare has jacked up in price. If I had booked the flight like I planned to, it would have been about 2,500 kwai for me to go round trip. So that's probably about $300 US, maybe a little less. Now it's doubled, almost tripled in price. It's nearly 5,000 kwai round trip. And do you really want to book round trip? That's the other thing. So more than likely you would book one way, but then when it was like everything cleared, you had to be back for work on a certain date, you may not be able to make it happen. So that's another reason, or another couple of reasons. I haven't thought about it. The third reason is I have not heard officially from my corporation how everything is working out. So if I'm in Shanghai, I legally have to be paid, because the reason that my center is closed is not my fault, or that I'm not there is not my fault. And the government has mandated that everybody has to pay their employees during this time. If I leave Shanghai, I don't know if that changes my obligation, or their obligation to pay me. They're being very mum about it, and it's kind of frustrating. I'm gonna not lie. At this point, I have been very frugal, because once this thing fully hit and launched, I saw a lot of God's hand in my lack of travel for the new year, which I had already planned to go to Tokyo. I looked into Hong Kong, I looked into Harbin, and all of those weren't panning out. And when I tried to force one of them to happen, it didn't. And when I was looking at it toward the end of the first week of Chinese New Year, God said no, and so I didn't. I'm grateful for that. I feel like he's really provided for me in case, not that my employer doesn't pay me, but they don't pay me my full salary, because that is definitely a given. They could say that they're just going to pay our housing, and that is 4,800 kwai, and come out to about $600 if that's what they opt to do. And at this point, I don't know what they're going to do. And as much as people have said, or I should say a person has told me that this company wouldn't not pay us, it's a for-profit company, and as long as they're obeying the law to the point that they're not going to get in trouble, they're going to do what they got to do. If you look at how much money is being lost with the Disney parks being closed, and right now, although our students have already paid, we are losing revenue at being able to get more students, and essentially this is going to be a very hard quarter for Disney in the realm of parks, and that is what my company is under, is parks. So, nothing negative. They're taking a hit this time, and I'm still glad I work for them, and I don't have any negative says about this. This was not their fault. This was not my fault. This is not the Chinese government's fault. Granted, some stuff went down that I found out about later, and everybody else did as well. They really are trying to keep this from going anywhere, and so they're doing the best they can. But seeing a lot of these posts on Facebook where people are fear-mongering and spreading hate speech, yeah, it's got to stop. Folks, I'm just going to say, and I've said this in 2 videos I have not posted, but I'm going to say it here, and if this video gets posted, there you go. Please check your sources. Don't post things that are from like The Sun or, you know, random things that aren't legitimate. Look for CNN, look for things that are Rutgers, Associated Press. Make sure you verify it. In response to a lot of the things, first of all, yes, there is the dog meat festival that happens in China. Yes, there are some that kill and eat dogs. That is the exception, not the rule. Most people in China love dogs. They treat them very well. There are some that are like in America that are buttholes to dogs. It happens in America too. Let's not be stupid here. Spreading rumors about how that this market had dog meat and this is what they get and all that. That's got to stop, folks. Let's stand with China, not against China. Stop spreading lies. Stop spreading rumors. Stop spreading hate speech. They aren't killing their dogs. Some have killed their dogs. I don't think it's for this reason. I think they just killed their dogs because, like I said, it happens in America too. Some have abandoned their dogs. Could be for the virus, could not be. It's been proven that you can't get it from your dog or your cat, but some have abandoned their dogs. Happens in America too. The thing is, a lot of rescues are trying their best to keep these dogs safe. People are evil. You know, it's just what it is. Spreading hate speech is not going to change that. You can change it by being a positive voice, not by being a hateful voice. But other than that, everything is good here. I'm alive, I'm well, I'm safe. I still only have 2 medical masks. I did find my mask that I bought. Well, I first moved here to China before I moved into my apartment. So I'm using that. But I'm going out very rarely, and I'm okay. I'm on my way home now. I stopped here just because I was going to take some photos. It's raining. I took photos. I'm going home. But keep me in your prayers. I've had people ask if they can ship me masks. As much as I would appreciate that and love that, the cost of shipping them to me is exorbitant. They may not even get to me. If China finds out that they're masks, they may confiscate them for the greater good, which, you know, it's China. They could do what they got to do. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could. So they may never reach me. The other thing is, by the time they get here, it's probably going to be March, and I would have to have gone back to work already. And by then, I ordered masks on Taobao, so hopefully they'll ship and arrive by then. If not, guys, we're just going to power through this, all right? But thank you for thinking of me, for those that offered to ship me masks. I truly appreciate it. If you really want to help out, you can always ship some medical kind of things like that, masks, gloves, that kind of thing to Wuhan. The medical staff there desperately needs support. People are helping them out as best they can. if you want to ship masks and whatnot, I recommend sending them to Wuhan. If you really want to, I don't know. You can find proper channels to do it as well. Maybe the Red Cross might have a way for you to do it. I don't know. But there's an option for you. Help out in the regions where they really need it. Also be praying in Wuhan. Guys, this is a serious thing, this virus. I took it very lightly when it first launched because I'm not afraid of the flu. I'm not afraid of the colds. I'm not afraid of viruses normally. I'm taking it a lot more seriously now. I'm not being lax in protecting myself. I'm not living in paranoia. I'm not living in fear. I had a scare last week where I had a little bit of a cough and I was worried, but I monitored it. I'm not being stupid. This is a pretty big thing. I can feel it, like I said now, when I go out into the world. The mall I visit, usually in the Starbucks there, you have to wait for a chair with near a plug, or you have to, it's pretty packed out. The Starbucks are empty. The stores are closed. Some stores are open, but as a rule, it feels really dismal, even though people are doing it for their protection, which makes perfect sense, and I applaud them for it. It feels really dismal to walk around and not see people out. This video went longer than I wanted, but that's the story of my life. So I'm going to post it on YouTube instead of Facebook. That way I can just share it, and it won't clog up, because sometimes you try to post on Facebook, it clogs up. But I don't know, like, I don't feel like I can really feed into this very much. I don't feel like I can give a lot of information. If I go home and watch this and its sound quality is really bad, I'll probably refilm it, because I ramble, but I'd probably do that anyway. I don't have anyone to talk to, so when I turn this camera on, I'm like, yeah, people, I'm talking. But anyway, God bless you all, and please just keep us in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. I've had every gambit of thought, from everything's going to be fine to, oh, I'm going to die, to I should, like I said, go back to the States for a bit, to I should look for a job and abandon everything here and just use this next month to find a job in America, break my contract, and leave. I have had every random thought you can imagine, and I'm just powering through, and I pray you will too. Update on my degree, because churches can't function right now. Big gathering groups like that can't be meeting. They actually closed down a restaurant because they had a big group gathering. So they were forced to close for a few days because they had a Super Bowl party. So churches are going to be the last thing that they care about opening back up. And so my internship isn't happening. So I had to drop the class because I can't do the internship. But I've actually decided to go for a master's of chaplaincy, which I think is a really good thing for me. So I'm going to go from, I've always wanted to be a chaplain, guys. I can't tell you. Even back when I worked at the fire department, I was looking into how to become a chaplain. So I should have done that in the first place. I don't know what I was thinking. But my master's of ministry basically is going to be on hold until I move back to the States. I'll be working on getting my chaplaincy degree with Grace. And then from there, I will make sure that I do my internship when I have the time and means to do so, which will probably be fall 2021. I'll get my master's of ministry degree, and then probably right after that my chaplaincy degree. So then I can move on to being done, or looking into a doctorate somewhere is probably the next step after that. But just keep me in your prayers. Everything is okay, especially this isolation, folks. I don't have friends here. I know, you probably hear that from people, but I legitimately do not. So I don't have people looking out or checking in on me here. I don't have any connections except for my boss making sure that those of us that are still in Shanghai are okay and are ready for our work once we get what we're supposed to do. So yeah, anytime you like my statuses, anytime you tell me that you're praying for me, it means a lot. But thank you for your prayers, and just keep me in your prayers, and keep China in your prayers. And once again, thank you for any offers you've made to send me stuff. I appreciate it. God bless.